All right, so welcome to the final Q&A of 2018 here on Geekdom 101. Tomorrow's video is going to be a big one. I was normally going to put this Q&A up Saturday morning, but I thought I'd put it up on Friday, and then on Saturday I'm going to drop a huge video called The History of Evil Goku. I think y'all are going to enjoy that one as we cover the history of the concept of Evil Goku. But before we get to that, let me answer some of these questions here from Facebook this time. Facebook.com/Geekdom101. So, because of the way Facebook is now organizing the comments, I have to go from the bottom up, all right? From the bottom up, and I'll get to as many questions as I can here. I can't answer them all, but I'll see what I can do. This page keeps moving because there's more questions constantly being added, so let's go ahead and do it. Evan Kerwin, I'm doing well. Freddie Jimenez, do you think they will ever have any official explanation on the time ring and what made them? Also, would you make a video explaining them? I did a video already explaining the time rings, but that was back when the arc first started. I might go back and do like an updated one someday. Maybe after they do explain it, because I don't know if they ever will. Toriyama may explain it in like an interview somewhere and just say, oh, so-and-so made them and that's it. But there's no guarantee it'll ever actually be explained. I mean, we don't really know the origin of the Potara either. We just know they exist and what they do, but we don't know the reason for them existing. Maybe the guys thought they'd be in trouble or something someday. I have no idea. If it was explained, I don't remember it ever being explained. So they're just artifacts the gods have to go through time. I mean, they did explain that the purpose so they can view the future, but they don't really know who. We don't really know who made them. So presumably Kai is from a long time ago. What was the single most amazing moment for you from 2018? Some of the stuff that happened to me is very personal as far as most amazing moment goes, but career-wise, probably going on the red carpet, seeing Broly with all the stars, and Kamehacon. I mean, easily those are the two biggest moments ever for me, career-wise this year. Kamehacon was great. Being up there in front of 3,000 people chanting Geekdom, Geekdom, Geekdom for the Vegeta panel really felt nice. I really did, seriously. David Flash Wiley, if you could see any character develop more in the Super Series, who would it be? Hit. I want to see more about Hit. He's my number one pick. Like, if you're asking me any character, I'm going to say Hit. Honestly, I'd love it if it were Champa, but I feel like they're going to focus more on mortals, and if they are, then Hit's the guy. Sean Dove, what changes or additions to the DBZ anime did from the manga do you like, and which ones do you hate? Well, I'll answer that question first. I like some of the filler, not all of it. Some of the filler. You're talking about DBZ, so you didn't mention Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, I think, has better filler than DBZ, but I do like some of the filler, like some of the extra fight scenes we have, like some of the extended fights. They are better in the anime. What do I hate? I'm not a fan of the fake Namek. Garlic Jr. saga, the middle part's really boring. Stuff like that, and some of the filler is bad, but I do love all the Saiyan saga filler. I love it so much. He goes on to ask, what dub changes from any dub do you like and which do you hate? I'm not a fan of dub changes. There are some really funny ones in the Ocean dub that I outlined in the video I did called the 5 funniest dub changes in Dragon Ball. There's obviously ones that are really funny, like, you know, cat loves dog food, or how does that go? I don't know. It's been so long I don't even remember the line. You know what I'm talking about. As far as which ones I hate any of the ones that change the characters or change the backstory. Like in the old Z dub, there's a lot of that. So I don't like that stuff at all. And also GT has a really bad script. If you've seen GT dubbed, and that's your only way of seeing GT, you haven't seen GT. You gotta see GT in Japanese. And I'm not saying it's great. It's got problems. But the dub really did a number on GT. Evan Christian Hargraves, would you rather have a Super do a new Mini Guard Junior arc or a mini launch arc? Neither. None of those interest me. Chris Eblakis Jr., what are your thoughts on Super doing movies every 2 years or so instead of a weekly anime? Every year, I guess I'd be alright with it. Every 2 years seems like too long of a time, to be honest. If it happens, it happens, but the future of Dragon Ball Super is in long-form serialized television shows, so TV shows the way to go. How are you going to spend your new year? I don't know. I hadn't thought about that yet. Would you be willing to read fan-made story 13 chapters? Maybe. Possibly if it's good. Chase Stone says, I wanted to thank you for all you do for Dragon Ball community. Happy New Year. Thank you, you too. Chris Smolinski, do you wish Tournament of Power was structured more at the Dark Tournament from Yu Hakusho? That would be great. In my opinion, I think it would have been cool to see the different combos of the Universe 7 team fight together. They could have built up Jiren like how they did Toguro by squashing whole teams of fighters at once. Well, absolutely, and I still have question as to why they don't. You know what I'm saying? I still would like to know why Jiren came in here and just sat around the whole time and didn't just start tossing dudes around, you know? Dylan Curry, what do you think the next super arc should be about? I've said it before and I'll say it again, man. Planet Sadala, especially after Broly. Seth, Rathnasa Bapathi. Sorry if I messed your name up, bro. Jiren versus Broly. Without going into spoilers, there are statements made in the Broly movie that will make you think Broly may have surpassed Jiren. However, feat-wise and power-wise, Jiren is more powerful based on what we've seen. So, let's see if any other official statements come out. Cody Rexford says, how do you feel about the filler in Super so far? Personally, I think the useless filler in Z was more prominent to the story, like Hit and Goku fighting again hardly did anything for the story, even character development for Hit. I agree. The baseball episode was something else. What do you think? Well, I love the baseball episode. That was my favorite episode of Dragon Ball Super. So I love that. The slice of life stuff in Super, in my opinion, is in some ways better than a lot of the arcs themselves. I really feel that way. So I do love the filler in Super, the slice of life stuff. I really like it. Like, it's great. And it's not really fair to call it filler because there is no original manga. You know what I'm saying? It's not adapted from a manga, so that word doesn't apply entirely here. But also the filler in Z, there was a lot more of it. You know what I mean? Jonathan McCrath, do you collect the DB Pop vinyls? If so, which ones do you have? I don't collect them, but I have a few of them. I have Vegeta. I have Vegeta with the Scouter. I have Chocolate Majin Buu, which I'm very happy about. I have the Majin Vegeta that Chris Sabat sent me and autographed, personally autographed it for me, which was really cool. And I have the Whis one as well. I have a few others somewhere, but I don't know where I put them at. If you add, I also have I have a Bulma. I have a Kid Goku. I'm remembering now. I have a Trunks. I have a few, not that many. If you had a choice to recreate a character in the Dragon Ball series like Broly, who would it be and what would be different about their story? Baby. Definitely Baby. And it would be a similar story, but it would be more so tailored to Dragon Ball Super and more so tailored to Toriyama's new backstory for the Sufurians and the Saiyans and Saiyans, whatever. So, you know, yeah, I think that's what I would do. I think Baby's a good choice. I like the idea of a Sufurian wanting revenge. Make it right this time, you know? Rafael PM, would you ever do videos in Spanish? I thought about it. The revenue share in Spanish, Latin America, is just not worth the time to do the videos because I'm already chewed up as it is when it comes to stuff I have to do. I have a Twitch channel that I have to get back into. I have 2 YouTube channels. I have a podcast. Adding this to my plate is going to be tough. And I have to plan Kamehacon, too. It's a lot of work. Joe Zona, how old were you when you first discovered Dragon Ball? I was 10 years old in the pages of EGM. Stuart John Smith, what's your favorite form and why? Of any character? I like Perfect Cell. I think he looks cool. I can't think of anything else. Do you think we'll see Ultra Instinct in the upcoming manga chapters? Not right away, but later on we will. And what was your favorite thing about 2018 Dragon Ball wise from Tiandre L. Jones? The Yamcha manga was great, but that might have been 2017. 2018, my favorite thing about Dragon Ball, my favorite thing Dragon Ball wise, Fighters was a lot of fun, right? Fighters was great. Broly was fun. Kamehacon, probably Kamehacon. Kamehacon was a big thing for me. And Daniel Heiter also, like, that's what I answered that question earlier. Kamehacon and the red carpet. Also, interviewing Sean Schemmel was a big deal. Freddie Rodriguez, can you come to College Station, Texas, and have a beer with me sometime? I actually don't drink, but I wouldn't mind hanging out. It's just I gotta get to Texas. I'll be in Texas April 12th to 14th in Dallas. Favorite Dragon Ball quote? I think it's probably when Goku gives his speech to Frieza. The Hope of the Universe line really, really was different. Like, the line itself is fine, but the scene doesn't match up to Goku's character. But I love how in the Japanese version he tells Goku, you can destroy an entire planets and civilizations, but you can't beat one man. That's alpha, dog. Woo! What a line. Correct me if I'm wrong, but during the fight with Kid Buu, Vegeta wished for everyone innocent killed by Buu to be wished back to life. Does that include all the aliens on planets Buu blew up while looking for Goku and Vegeta? Because I don't think Purunga wished their planets back. Really appreciate your work. Well, I think he did, but it was off screen. I don't blame you for asking this question at all, Nate. It was off screen, but supposedly, yes, the planets were wished back. It's just that they weren't important enough for it to matter. Thomas P. Jeffers, how do you think they'll explain the reasoning for showing only one Supreme Kai from other universes or mentioning Dai Kaioshin in the next arc? I've talked about that, and I don't know, man. It's almost like Toriyama forgot that there are multiple Kaioshin, and now he's remembering that there are more Kaioshin, because he is helping Toyotaro out with this arc. I mean, we know he's there with Toyotaro. So, I don't know how they're going to explain it. I think it's, yeah, I don't know. Will we ever see Universe 4 time travel? I think you're thinking of the Universe 12 time traveler, Paul. And I certainly hope so. But that's also a manga-only plot point that was never said in the anime. Keith Times. What's one thing you love to see in Dragon Ball Super's future going forward into 2019? Shintani returning, for sure, to work on those designs for the new series, and better storytelling. I want better stories, I want longer story arcs, I want real story arcs. That's what I want. Elias writes, did they explain Goku's paralysis technique in the movie? If not, I was thinking what if it worked by surrounding the opponent in God Ki, rendering them immobile, similar to how Goku and Vegeta couldn't move when they were surrounded by God Ki when they were training with Whis. Anyway, just a thought. Love your videos and Happy New Year. Well, I love your idea. The only problem is that Broly does the exact same thing back to Goku right after. That same technique, Broly does it back to him. So, it's definitely not God Ki. But either way, it's you know, it could just be regular Ki that Goku knows how to use. After seeing the movie, do you want them to do an adaptation for the show, but be more close to the 3-hour transcript? Yes. I want to see what else Toriyama had in that 3-hour script, Cody. Austin Naley, are you going to make a Truth About DBZ Kai Final Chapter video to go with the first one? Really loved your first video on that. Of course I am. I even said it at the end of the video. I'm going to make the final chapters, but that's not till next year. I'm not even going to think about making that till next year because I need a break. I mean, I've still got videos coming out, but those videos, those History of Kai and AF and GT, they take it out of me, dude. Trust me. So I really do need a little break, you know. But I love making content. It's just that those videos take a lot more time to make. So it's coming. It'll come next year. Tay Kiante, do you ever see Yu Hakusho coming back in some form? Yes, it already is coming back. There's an OVA that came out this year, so it's already on its way. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, Taylor, for your kind words. Jorge Lavayen, what do you want the new arc to be about if it isn't just a rehash of Broly? Congrats on getting the clout. I've been around forever. It's been some year for you, right? Well, I appreciate that. I think if they don't do Broly, they should just do the prison planet, the Galactic Patrol prisoner arc. Just do that, because Modal is already an interesting villain as is. What's your overall opinion on the newly added transformations around Super, Red, Blue, Ultra Instinct? Do you think Toriyama will make anything beyond Master Ultra Instinct? I hope not. I've talked about it so many times. Did a video called, Does Super Have Too Many Transformations? I called it something like that. I just think that we've seen too many transformations from Goku. Other characters, different story. Ultra Instinct should be the final form. Thank you for the question, Adam. Darrell Pitts, do you like the idea of a future skip where Goku and Vegeta train Universe 6 Saiyans who then proceed to mentor the next generation, i.e. Goten, Trunks, Pan, Oob? Yeah, but I want Goku and Vegeta to mentor that generation too, because those are their kids and grandkids, right? And Oob, of course, is Goku's last student in the manga. So, I think that Goku and Vegeta should train a bunch of people. Cedric, let me hold 50. Okay. Andreas Lutgen, what do you think about the age chaos in the DBS Broly concerning first 41 years ago, then 5 years later, which doesn't fit into the current years? I don't know what you mean by chaos. I don't understand the question. If you're asking me about the times being weird in the movie, they are. They don't match up to the original guidebooks. But that's because Toriyama's changing stuff all the time. So he's changing stuff all the time, folks. Ryan says, do you think that a DBZ character like Goku can survive a venomous snake bite like King Cobra? I mean, he survived Princess Snake. It's a big snake. Michael Campbell writes, it's been said the new Broly is powerful because he has the ability to access the power of the Great Ape without having to transform. I can't imagine the Uzaru part being true for Kale since Universe 6 Saiyans don't have tails anymore. No. That's definitely something just for Broly. He says right here, so I assume she is like the original version of Broly that has some sort of mutation. Well, yeah, but the Uzaru thing is something that Broly could do, not Kale. Until they reveal otherwise, who knows? I don't think so because, like you said, there's no tails in Universe 6. In the DBS manga, Khalifa and Kaba say her state is demonic form that appears every 1,000 years like classic Broly. Yeah, I made a video about that. So is Broly just like Kale with a rare mutation that appears every 1,000 years but gets additional power from his tail through the Great Ape power? Or does his access to legendary SS state completely differ from Kale? She's having a mutation and him mastering his Great Ape Saiyan power. I think you answered the question. You answered your own question. I think that, yes, I think that Kale and Broly probably have a similar mutation, but I think because Broly has a tail, he was able to tap into that Uzaru power and hone it and make it part of like his inner, humanoid body. So, yeah, I think you answered your own question, bro. I love it. Big fan of Japanese culture. Are you a fan of Akira Kurosawa? Of course, bro. The Hidden Fortress is a classic. Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, all these movies you named. I love Kurosawa. In fact, I'm hoping that the Criterion Collection puts out that Blu-ray Kurosawa set. They had it. I think they went out of stock. I haven't checked in like several months, but I'm hoping they got some new ones. What do you want to see most in terms of the future for Dragon Ball? Well, like I said, a new TV series that is, better written, better animated. Give me some good story stuff like old Dragon Ball. Have you catched up on Naruto? Unfortunately, not. Not enough time in the day. I wish there was. Jeff Augustino, if you could be any Dragon Ball character from any series, whether it be Z, GT, or Super, who would you be? If I could be any character? Roshi? Maybe? Nah, I don't know. Beerus. I would be Beerus. Or Champa. If Goku is dead in the... This has to be a joke question. If Goku is dead in the Trunks Island, how is there a Goku Black arc? I don't know. Is this like a little kid or something? It must be a troll question. What are your expectations for Star Wars Episode 9 with JJ directing again? Honestly, I have low expectations. JJ, he did good with Mission Impossible 3, but he didn't do so good with Star Trek Into Darkness. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do not have high expectations for the film. However, I am going to go see it. Last Jedi kind of lowered my expectations on Star Wars altogether. Do you think that after the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc, they should do the Oob end of DBZ mini arc and finally do new arcs set after DBZ timeline? Yes! I've said that a million times. But I would just skip the Oob stuff. Like, I would just pick it up after Oob, right? Like, after Goku's already training with Oob, sort of like what GT did. That's what I would do. Except maybe not 5 years. Here comes a wacky question from Kyle. This will be the last one here. DBZ Buu Saga Vegito versus Super Buu with Gohan, Piccolo, and still fused Gotenks, Mystic Buu. Plus S3 Gotenks. With Vegito still needing SS3? No. Vegito, even with Gotenks still fused and Gohan on top of it, would still be too much for Buu. Too much. Way too much. Vegito's too powerful. Anyways, that is it. Thank you so very much for sending your questions. We have so many more questions, but I couldn't answer them all because they just keep coming and coming. But thank you so much, guys, as always. Hope you enjoyed the Q&A. And tomorrow, the Evil Goku history video. Very proud of it. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon.